Are we excited, guys? I've put on some crowd music here. I'm gonna bring on my guest in one moment. And we are live. Welcome everybody to the stream. I'm so excited for this. It's the Copa del Rey final. I've got two guests. One is a special guest. I don't believe he's on Twitter, so I couldn't put him on it with his @ but his link is in the description, his details. And I've got my buddy from Barca Worldwide here. He'll introduce himself much better than me. So yeah, let's bring on the guests. There they are. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you for coming on. Let me just switch off the music and we'll get started. All right. So we are going to do some introductions first. So maybe we'll start with my man Luca. Who's actually president of the Huesca local fan base in Malta, which is quite interesting. So yeah, introduce yourself and give us a little bit about your first memory of football.
So basically, my name is Luca Lorenzo from Malta. I'm a Barca supporter, and as you very well said, the president of the SD Huesca fan club in Malta. Technically, as well, I'm kind of a club ambassador because I have a huge friendship with the club. Story for another day. But basically, in Malta, we have three fan clubs for Spanish sides. We have the Barcelona fan club, obviously the place where I got in touch with you guys so I can do this pre-match interview. The Real Madrid Supporters Club and the very humble Huesca fan club. So that's kind of amazing. It's on the side as well. I am an actor and now I produce television programs apparently. So onwards and upwards. Now,
Cool.
as it to football-related memories. So technically, here in Malta, there's a huge following for UK teams and for Italy teams. Basically, my father is a die-hard Juventus fan, so maybe all the early memories that I would have are Juventus memories.
Okay.
But we're not here to talk about Juventus memories. We're here to talk about Barca memories. For me, like those early Barca memories that I can remember is obviously Ronaldinho gliding past defenders.
Ronaldinho, yeah.
If there are like memories that are imprinted in my brain, it is for one, the 5-0 against Real Madrid in the 2011 season, Mourinho's first Classico. Like I remember that very fondly, even the build up to the whole day, like just to the game. But as well, like the 2011 Champions League final, man. I was, at that time, I used to play football with my local side, Vitoriosa Stars. And I was the only kid that supported Barcelona, and the whole team supported Man United. I actually organized a barbecue in my house, getting all the team. So, like in my house, there's everyone Man United supporters, and I'm the only Barca guy. That's how much I was confident that we're going to win that final. So that.
And did it, yeah, awesome, man. That's some good memories. I love that. The Man United game where Barcelona dominated. That was really good.
Actually, funny story. Way back when, then in 2012, I was dating a girl and we used to go to school together. And one day she came up on with a few of her friends, and then she told me, Lou, can you remind me, when did Barcelona last win the Champions League? I'm like, 26th May 2011. Who did they play? Manchester United, Wembley Stadium. Basically, I just broke down the whole game, the whole highlights of the game. And then she just turned on me and she's like, oh, how sweet. You remember all of that and you forgot that this is our first anniversary. And
football, man. Anyway, I'll give the word now to my buddy here. Go for it.
So my name is John, and I'm part of the Barca Worldwide team, just like Marcel said. I'm French, Canadian, and Lebanese.
Oh wow, what a mix!
I'm from all over the world, and I'm actually currently a psychology student in junior year in university.
Cool. So you're gonna analyze someone's psychology very soon, huh?
Hopefully. So when it comes to my earliest football memory,
Yeah.
uh, I was in Canada. I remember I was still living in Canada at the time. My father, both my parents had just came back from Barcelona, and they had watched Ronaldinho. And Ronaldinho at the time was number 10, and he was like the whole. He was the star of Barcelona. So I remember they got me a shirt, and I got so excited that I went to my school and I told everyone. But in Canada, everyone cares about hockey, and no one really focused on football. At least not at the time.
It's true, mate. It's true.
So I was like the first person to bring football to school, and I used to show all my friends the famous Ronaldinho video, the one where he tries the new Nike shoes and he shoots the crossbar so
Yeah.
many times.
Classic.
Yeah.
Rewatching it and yeah, that was like one of my first football memories, you know. And yeah, that was. I remember a story my dad told me when they first watched Barcelona. Still very young, so when they arrived to the stadium, they knew Ronaldinho, but they didn't know who Messi was. So when everyone started yelling Messi, Messi, they thought it was like a chant, like it just like let's go, guys. They didn't know who it was. So when they knew, it was very funny.
I mean, yeah, that was probably when Messi was
Yeah,
just bursting onto the scene, right? When he was like, I don't know,
exactly.
17 or 18, when he was just like
Something
bursting.
like that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you guys both touched a little bit also on your earliest Barca memories, but what is your favorite Barca memory? Lucas started the previous question, so I'm going to give this question to you first.
Um, my favorite Barca memory. Like it's so difficult because then again in Malta especially, um, there are very few Barcelona supporters, and since the fan club is relatively new, we don't have that culture of watching games together. So a lot of the moments that the great Barca moments, I just saw them by myself. But if I had to pick a moment, like the final of the Champions League, but not 2011. That was a special game. But the one of 2015, it's like because at the time I was like, I think I was 21, 22 already. And in Malta, we have like this clubbing village. It's called Paceville. And like, again, there are a lot of Juventus supporters in Malta. And if you didn't get by now, like my whole personality is like being the underdog or just being the rebel. Like if there's 50 Juventus supporters in a room, I'm just that one Barca guy. And just the fact that we we won that game, and I was technically old enough to get drunk as well. That was one of the things. And like after the game, like actually going to the clubs with the Barca shirt, proudly with the Barca shirt, man, it was genuinely one in a million, one of those nights that I remember. And since my dad is a Juventus fan, he kicked me out of the house at 7 p.m. Like
No
always.
way. Awesome.
So like I had to go around Malta with my car, like until it was time to go for my friends and go watch the game. And then I remember when I went back home at 4 in the morning, kind of drunk, not drunk. I remember my father coming in, and please keep in mind that last time Juventus won the Champions League, I was still a baby. Now I'm 27, so that says a lot. I just found my father there at 4 in the morning waiting for me, and he's like, "If we would have won the Champions League, I would have spent a whole week drinking." So that's another one. I think that's the top one.
Cool. And for you, um, oh,
Um,
Adi, was it Adi?
there,
Adi, your name. Sorry, are you on mute? Or...
it's my name is Jad.
John. I missed that at the start.
Jad.
Sorry, John.
Hey,
Go for it. Go for it. Your favorite Barca memory.
so um, so many amazing memories. Yeah, there's the Champions League in 2015 when we beat, like I think it was every domestic league winner
Mhm.
way to the Champions League. There's the Iniesta goal in the last minute of the Champions League against Chelsea. I think the best memory has to be the remontada against PSG. Even
That's a
though it
good
didn't
one, yeah.
lead to anything, we ended up going out to Juventus like the round after that game. I made so many bets with everyone in school that we were gonna go through, and no one believed me. And I won all the bets, but no one like did what they had to do. Yeah, that has to be like because we had hope. Then PSG scored their goal, and we all like felt a bit sad.
Yeah.
But when we like the last 5 minutes when they tell you to never give up, truly don't ever give up because what happened at the time and we caused an earthquake, it was amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's some great memories, guys. That's all very much like those things that if you say the first sentence, "Oh, I'm talking about this," every Barca fan will know straight away what you're talking about. So yeah, I love this. So I mean, we talked a little bit, obviously, about Barcelona of the past. With obviously both you guys started watching around about the time when Ronaldinho was very big, and then. After that, yeah, some of the great memories. So let's talk about the current Barcelona squad. I've put a little bit of a hypothetical question out there, but I think it will be interesting to hear you guys' opinion. Would a midfield of Pedri, Ricky Puig, and Frankie work in the future? Obviously, Ricky Puig is not even in the squad today. I just noticed, which is very odd one. That one. So, John, you take this one first. What are your thoughts on that midfield?
So I think with all the talent that we have in Puig, Pedri, Young, and we also have now Moriba coming up.
Yeah,
Uh, I think with these four players, they're so talented that wherever you put them in the midfield, they work. So they give us this amazing fluidity in the middle of the field that I think, of course, can work. But also we have to like remember we also have Alenia who might be coming back next season. There's this upcoming talent from La Masia called Gonzalez. I think he plays as a CDM also. So I think the future of the midfield in Barcelona is truly
it's very
great.
bright, right? Yeah. Wait, I can. Can you hear me still? Or
Yes.
yeah?
Mhm.
Because someone in the chats is saying that my stream crashed. Let me just check if this is true. Okay, no, I think everyone can still hear me. Okay, carry on, John. Sorry.
It's Jad, by the way, Jad.
Jad, sorry. I keep saying John, I don't
Fine.
know. My apologies. Anyway, carry on. Sorry. I thought there was a technical issue there.
I think with this fluidity between Pedri, Puig, De Jong, Moriba, and all of these players, I think that yeah, a midfield could definitely work between them.
Awesome. And what are your thoughts on the Barcelona midfield future, Luca?
Basically, it's nothing different than what my friend just said. Ricky Puigman is one of those players. At least I've been following him, and I can talk specifically about him because he's the one that has the most emotional investment at this point. I mean, at least I remember because a few months ago my grandfather passed, and one of the usual things that we would do is when a Barca game was on Sunday, I would always go to his house and watch the game with him. And to the point that one of the times when he was fainting because of the disease that he had, like he actually asked me if Barca won. So that was like his default setting with me.
Oh wow.
And I remember the first game that we played under Quique Setien. I was there with him against Granada. And then when Ricky Puig came on, he turned to me and told me, this guy is actually good. He's still a kid. He's about like this tall.
Yeah.
Like that guy is going to be a superstar. Now, obviously, why he's not being included in the squad, like I have no explanation, but I know that maybe in the future everything will pay off because then again, my favorite player is Andres Iniesta, and we all know that Puig has some Iniesta-ism to his play.
Hmm.
But as well, I know that like for Andres Iniesta, it wasn't easy to get into the Barca lineup to the point where he was the star player that we all remember him. So it's like teething problems. But the thing is, like, football has changed as well. So like you can only abuse a player so much to a certain extent, you know? Like in this question, I would like to talk about De Jong and Pedri, but to a certain extent, we know that they are proven, given that Pedri is still young. And like about 9 months ago, I had to justify who Pedri was from watching the Segundo, obviously because of Huesca, because I already knew that he was going to be a huge talent, but not the way that he established himself. But if when the day comes that I will see a lineup with De Jong, Puig, and Pedri, I will be so happy, and I hope that it really works out. But obviously, man, with the talent that's going in, and obviously with where other money is needed in investment, we don't need any midfield players.
No, no,
So
no. I agree. I agree. I think Barcelona, if anything, they need to invest in a defender or a good striker, which I think is already on the cards. But yeah, we'll get to some transfer talk in a minute. Because I think my next question is about, can Barcelona win the double this season? Now, obviously, last week we had the El Clasico, and then obviously today is the Copa del Rey final. So Clasico, sad result, but we have to move on. There's still 8 games to go if they can win the league. So, Jad, do you want to start with that? What do you think? Can they win the?
So
And maybe a quick prediction as well for the Copa del Rey final. Anyway, carry on.
sure. When we think about Barca this year, it's been like two completely different stories. So at the beginning of the season, we focused on not getting relegated and actually going to the Champions League. We were on a 19 games unbeaten run, and we're playing actual beautiful football and winning at the same time. So if you had asked me before the international break, I would have told you, of course, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
With the break, we kind of lost our momentum, and in the last 2 games, we weren't totally impressive. Still think there's hope. There's hope today to win our first title of the season, and at the same time, for the league, you have Madrid who are tired. They have Champions League, and they're having a lot of injuries. So, and they're gonna face like good teams like Sevilla, Bilbao, I think. So I think they have a lot of challenges in front of them.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but so your prediction for the Copa del Rey final, and then I'll switch to Luca for his thoughts.
Prediction: I think Barcelona will win 3-1.
Ah, that's a good one. I like it. All right, Luca, what are your thoughts on the rest of the season and obviously tonight's final, and maybe a cheeky prediction?
So, basically, obviously, we know that Barcelona in recent seasons has not been the usual Barcelona that we're used to. All right, granted, like Champions League wise, technically we made it to a quarter-final, but obviously the exit was an exit, and I'm still hurt because of the Liverpool semi-final thing. Okay, I'm still fighting with my friends because actually I believe that if we would have passed, we would have won the whole Champions League. But I'm not bitter about that. I'm bitter mostly because I was a guest on live television for the second leg, and I had to do a live interview after we got eliminated 4-0. So that's why I'm bitter. That was my crowning moment. But for the season to come, listen, like realistically, two titles are up for grabs. I mean, in a few hours, we will know if we've won one of them. The Copa del Rey is always like Barcelona's trophy. It's like the default trophy. Like if you don't win anything, you know that we're going to win the Copa del Rey. It's sad, but at the same time, it's very true. Now, I believe if we don't win the double, at least if we win the Copa del Rey, it's a step in the right direction, because at the end of the day, you've been seeing the lineup that we have today. Like, if we spent the whole season fighting for the title, which was unimaginable in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I
Realistically.
agree. Yeah.
Winning the Copa del Rey and promoting all this youth, while at the same time Laporta's getting elected, it's a step in the right direction. So that's the Copa del Rey. So I hope that we win, obviously. Now, in the terms of the league, like obviously the El Clasico result was a huge blow, but there are still a lot of games to play. This is a situation where we have to take in consideration our games and not slip up in our games. Whatever Real Madrid do, they can do what they do. For me, it's not a problem, because you have to make sure that you're synced in 100% before you look at other people's results.
Yeah.
For example, Madrid, they were very in a whole different gear this season, and now it's like they're slipping up. And apart from that, Real Madrid have a lot of tough games to go, and Atletico Madrid first, they have our head-to-head as well, because we still have to play them.
Yeah.
And obviously, Atletico Madrid, they still have to play the toughest game in La Liga against the mighty Huesca. So
I like that.
So let's hope.
Yeah.
Vamos Huesca.
Cool. I mean, that's some good thoughts, guys. And what's your prediction, Luca, for tonight's game?
3-1. 3-1.
3-1 as well? Oh, wow. We've got two confident fellas here. Very good.
I see the scoring. I see Griezmann scoring. I don't know why, but obviously, for Bilbao, Williams is going to score. I mean, he always scores against us. I mean, come on, never we're 3-0 up. There's taking give him the ball and let him score away.
Cool. No, I agree. My prediction from earlier was 2-1, so that's my prediction for tonight's game. Okay, let's switch a little bit to some transfer talk then. There's been a lot of names that came out, and probably Jad, you know a lot because of being part of the Barca worldwide team. You have to report on all these rumors all the time. So let's go with a couple of the striker options. Haaland, Aguero, and Kane. Out of those three, who do you think is a realistic option? And who would you be your personal favorite? Jad, you start. You go for that.
So based on the rumors we've been hearing, Haaland wants about $1 million, like his wage about $1 million per week or something like that. And if that is true, then we definitely don't need Haaland, because one, we can't afford it, and two, we can't invest so much in a player without having a guarantee that they will fit in the club. So Haaland is a great option, but if you want to compare his value compared to the money he's asking for, then he's too expensive. If you want to look at Aguero, he can come on a free transfer, but he also has high wages. He's old, so he's not as fast, not as snappy as he used to be.
Yeah.
Good option, but we also have to consider that it might be hard for him to adapt in Spain. He's an Englishman playing in England, so has already a few injuries, so coming to Spain might not be the easiest for him. I think Depay might be a good option, to be honest.
But I like him
a more
too.
natural number. For a number 9, I'm not sure who exactly we could get.
It's a tough one, that one. Your thoughts on an attacker, Luca?
So the problem with Barcelona, when it comes to attackers, it's not who can we get that fits into the system. About a week ago, I was watching a documentary about Lego. It applies the same to Barca. It has to fit into the system.
Yeah.
For example, one of my favorite strikers of all time for Barca was David Villa, and apparently, who I never figured out that he never played as a straight striker. So that was
it's true. He played left winger for Barcelona, man. It's crazy.
Exactly. Now, for example, if you're talking about Haaland, obviously, he's very young, he's very promising, but I don't want another Ibrahimovic situation, he's a good striker, but is he a good Barca striker? Now, on the other way around, I think, if there was so Haaland would be a very long-term solution, but at the same time, there's still that percentage of risk. Kane is completely out of the question, in my opinion.
Okay.
Completely out of the question. Again, he's not a Barca striker. I don't see him fitting in that much. It could be my personal opinion, then again. But Aguero is a short-term solution because
Yeah.
one, he's proven in La Liga. Granted, he's not as fast as he used to be, but when you're playing with Barca, you need to be that fast.
No,
Like,
it's possession
okay,
game, so I guess it's less pace needed up front. It's true.
exactly. For example, like, okay, granted, in El Clasico, we did show some sprints or some moments of counter-attacking football, but you can judge like a player on that ability as such. So if he's used into a possession-based play, and obviously he can score goals, and obviously there's that friendship built in with Messi already.
Yeah.
Um, in reality, I would wish to see like Haaland holding a Barca shirt, but I'm not getting my hopes up that much again because of the economic situation as well. I mean, come on, I know
Same.
Laporta's possible, but he can do this. So I think at the end of the day we will see Aguero with the number 9.
So if I can add something,
Yeah.
The most important things in Barcelona is understanding that you're part of a team. So if Haaland is coming with a big ego and with demands of very large wages to be one of the highest paid athletes in the team, then he's coming with a very selfish mindset that I think isn't suitable for Barcelona, especially in a time like this. So if he's coming to become the big man, then we can't use him. We need 11 players who want to play as a team, not different independent players who want to prove themselves.
Nice. It's true. You're making a good point there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about because I think that I didn't have any transfer rumors about defenders apart from Eric Garcia already being fixed in a way. And Neymar is kind of ruled out today. I think there was I think he fixed his contract now with PSG. If you can correct me on that, Jad. Is that true?
So the rumors are in that he reached an agreement on all the details with PSG and that they're gonna announce that he's renewing his contract soon.
Yeah. So Luca, would you want Neymar if he can come? But I mean, it's almost ruled out. But would you want Neymar?
It's a very tricky question, man. It's a very tricky question because like there's this. I remember the day that Neymar left, and like the whole through the day, because again, in Malta there are a lot of there's this rumor culture. Tickets everywhere transfers to be fair, but obviously like Maltese people we think we're the center of the universe. So yes. At the time like I had my boss was a diehard Liverpool supporter and he didn't like Neymar whatsoever, and he doesn't like Barcelona as well, and I was always saying like he's going to leave, he's going to leave, he's going to leave. I'm like, no, I don't believe the rumor, you're not a stupid person. Yeah, and then he actually left, and I'm like, it's like finding out that your girlfriend was cheating on you.
Yeah, it was like that, man. Yeah.
That we're like, but the season starts, man. No, you cannot do this.
No.
Was like the worst possible timing. And granted, like this is a completely different mindset at the time. But the biggest compliment I can ever pay Ernesto Valverde was that in the middle of all this chaos, he managed to organize a team that only lost one game in the whole season, like in the La Liga season. So that's the biggest compliment I can ever pay because it's not easy, man. You're the coach for the biggest club in the world, and like one of your star players just leaves.
Biggest club in the world. That's a W. Anyway, carry on.
And then you're there. You don't have your star player, and to the point that you don't have this winger that you have to go from 4-3-3 to 4-4-2 and actually do all that. Like that is the highest compliment you can pay to a coach. But if he wants to come back, man, I mean, I know that people in Barcelona will welcome him back with open arms because in football you can never say never. I mean, come on, at the end of the day, Ronaldinho Nazario played for Barcelona, Real Madrid, Milan, and Inter. So if he can do it, why not
Yeah.
Ronaldo? Oh, sorry, no. Oh, Neymar. Sorry, I got
Cool.
confused.
Okay, so that brings me on to onto another topic. So, if you were Messi, are you still playing for Barcelona next season, or are you moving on? Jad, you can start this one.
It's a tough question, to be honest, because Messi's story with Barcelona is truly a fairy tale. Like the way he joined to the napkin to now, everything has been just a dream.
Yeah.
Messi wanted to leave at the end of last season, or actually throughout last season, mainly because of the bad management and the empty promises from Bartomeu, the scandals with the social media. So it's tough. It's tough because it depends on Messi. Does he want to guarantee short-term trophies and Champions League, or does he want to carry the new generation into Barcelona and be this icon and continue being this icon for the club?
Yes.
Laporta here, new project and everything. It'll truly depend on this decision for Messi. For Messi, I think.
No, I agree. It's going to be a tough decision. And Luca, what are your thoughts on Messi?
So this is one of those questions because, like, ever since Messi has gone to a season to season contract, this has been the question that a lot of people have been asking me, and I'm genuinely almost tired of answering it because it's always the same response. Like, at least the last time I went to Barcelona before the pandemic hit, like going up to the plane, boarding the plane, I was on the phone with a Maltese television show actually answering the same question.
Oh,
So it's getting there. But basically, my whole answer has always been Messi will never leave Barcelona because one, it is the club that made him who he is. Now, granted, that is not in football, in this modern times of football, like loyalty, that it doesn't exist anymore. But I still believe that at least there's that one beacon of light over and above. Like, one and two, there's the Laporta factor now. So
that's true.
that's
Yeah.
obviously something that's going to help. It's going immensely. It's going to help. Like the only way you can see is like when Laporta had his inauguration, like the hug that was between the two. Like you can feel it from through your screens, and this is a thing that, like, it's so overlooked in the world of football. The HR factor, the human resources factor.
Yeah.
Now, for example, Messi's children, he has three relatively young children. Now, obviously, these children all their life they have learned to speak Catalan as opposed to Spanish. Okay, maybe they know a bit of Spanish. I don't know, but so let's let it fly. Let's say, for example, that he has to go to Manchester City, for example. Is it worth it relocating all your family from Barcelona to Manchester? So granted, they would have maybe not the average flat in Manchester to live in, but still, his wife has businesses in Barcelona. He has businesses in Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah. It's
worth
true.
it?
Yeah.
Like, for the last few years of your career, you just go to a completely different country. I mean, come on. He arrived in Barcelona when he was still a kid, so it's difficult, like, to leave that's the human resources aspect, and it's very underlooked when you're looking into football transfers and everything, and that, at least I personally believe.
No, it's true. It's
So there is no, he's staying.
no, I mean it's really interesting always to think about because some moments I think, oh, maybe he's close to going, especially at the start of the season, because he was always looking a little bit sad sometimes on the pitch. But then the last few months when he was back to his happy self a lot of the time. So yeah, in my opinion, let's say he's closer to staying at the moment than leaving compared to last summer. But it might also have been a power move to get Bartomeu out of his seat. So it's a we will never know his reasoning behind it. So yeah, quite interesting.
I think most.
In any case,
Go ahead.
in any case, like if, for example, Messi decides to leave today, like to be perfectly honest, he's still going to be a club legend and then a club icon and everything like that. But that's my personal view on the fact that his age, man, his age. In all honesty, if he goes to Manchester City will not guarantee him a spot the way that they are playing now. It disrupts their whole project. So it's like nailing something on the wall just for show for a few weeks and then taking it down. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. And honestly, like he doesn't deserve that. And obviously, like when the time comes for fans to be back in the stadium, like we will appreciate him.
Messi.
Exactly. We will appreciate him more and like we will sing his name more because again, I have had the honor of seeing Barcelona live, like for 5 to 6 times, because obviously it's kind of difficult to find time in your schedule to go regularly. So at least I have that. But like you were going to say, brother,
Yeah.
because that was my own.
So I just want to say two things. First of all, like Luca said, whatever Messi decides to do, he's always gonna be a Barca legend. We're always gonna support him because he gave Barcelona so much that at this point, him for more is too selfish. And I'll say a second thing, that all the reports that we're reading now in the news, that we should all ignore them because when Messi wants to talk and when Messi takes a decision, he's gonna tell us. It's I think now a lot of uh, newspapers are trying to take advantage, but we have to be careful and just wait for Messi to actually talk.
No, it's true. I don't think he's even said anything himself about next summer or anything like that. I think at the moment he's kind of like, oh, I'm focusing on the season. Let's first finish the season and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's Copa del Rey final night. Oh, sorry, Luca, go.
Sorry. If he wants to come on loan one season with Huesca, man, we will welcome him. Why not?
Yeah, I bet you would welcome. You'll orchestrate the Messi chants yourself in the stadium.
I will shout it all the way from Malta, and they will hear it.
Okay, well, all right. I was gonna move on to tonight's game. So it's big game today. We can win a trophy, and the Copa del Rey, in my opinion, is still a very good trophy to win. So obviously, let me put the lineup on the screen. Lineup graphics been designed by my good buddy Ankur. I think he's also part of your Barca Worldwide team now. Yeah, he does a couple of YouTube videos for you. So he designed this graphic for me. So I've got the lineup on the screen. Have you both had a look at the lineup already?
Yes. Yeah.
I need to check it from my phone.
Okay, so Jad,
I did-
in that case, go ahead. Your thoughts.
It's similar to the Clasico lineup, except that Piqué is playing instead of Araujo, and Griezmann is included in the starting 11 instead of Dembele.
Yeah.
I think, and it's showing. So all throughout the season, one thing that Koeman has that no other coaches had is his strong decisions, his strong personality, and he's not afraid to make tough decisions. Ousmane Dembele has been poor for the past few games. I think it's a very brave decision from Koeman to remove him and actually include Griezmann. And Piqué also, I think he's gonna fit right in.
Yeah.
Last week in the Clasico, I felt Araujo didn't really fit in the three center backs. If it was just because it was his first game back or what, but I'm happy with the lineup.
Yeah, same. In overall, I think it's a good lineup. Although maybe Arojo is more designed to play in a fullback formation. Maybe he's stronger there, or it was just because it was his first game back after an injury. It could also be that. So, Luca, what are your thoughts on your initial reaction? Because actually, you just saw it. So, what's your initial reaction?
So, I agree 100% that Dembele has not been performing as we would have hoped in recent weeks, especially in the Classico. Trust me, especially in the Classico. I mean, my wall is still crying because I have a Barca stress ball every time something happens on the wall. Mela, the fact that Griezmann is included, I'm really happy for him, man, because in reality, he's been Mr. Copa del Rey this season.
It's true, actually, yeah.
And that's why, like in my predictions, I specifically said that I would like him to score because he deserves it and he needs it at the end of the day. Going through the lineup, one Piqué is a surprise and not that much of a surprise at the end of the day. I mean, like in a final like this, you would need experience, and like seeing those three players like Messi, Busquets, and Piqué and Alba to a certain extent. At least you have that like spine of experience,
It's true,
which
yeah.
in case that something happens, at least there's something to fall back on. Obviously, seeing Sergio Busquets there, it's kind of a red flag on my part. Just I know the function of his game, but I don't know if the function of his game will work into this. But then again, seeing the substitutes that are on the bench and what can happen throughout the game, I think would be covered. But for me, I'm so happy for Pedri and Mingueza. I mean, okay, Pedri was given that he was going to play, but Mingueza, man, Mingueza,
it's crazy
been
his
such a
his resurgence from the youth academy. I mean, I thought he was going to be a squad player, and now he's like starting a lot of games. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And again, this is a guy. This is a guy who's relatively young, man, the same as Pedri, and he's looking. This happens a lot to me. Like, for example, in Malta, here television is a huge thing, and a lot of times, like when I'm in certain scenes with people that I grew up watching, I'm like, how did I get here? And it's the same thing with these guys, man. They're looking at each other. They see Messi, they see Alba, they see Piqué, they see Busquets, and they're like, how did we get here? But now, like a lot of my directors tell me, they tell me, wake up, it's not time to daydream, we have to work. So yes, it's time to work. Let them win their first trophy, man. Let them have fun with this. And for this younger generation that's in this lineup and they're winning potentially their first trophy today,
that
the
would be
first of
amazing.
many.
Yeah, it would be.
Sorry,
hope.
I just want to add something.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see Moriba start. To be honest, he played. He had a nice cameo in the Classico. Playing like he has an impact when he comes on the field, so it would have been interesting to see him in the place of Busquets.
yeah.
And for Mingueza, I'm glad that he's playing because we all expected when Piqué to come back, Mingueza was gonna go on the bench. So I think for him to be starting today is a very good decision by Coleman.
I agree. Well, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. We are gonna get ready to watch the game. So thanks, guys, for coming on. Any final words to the stream, or Jad? Any final words before we close?
First off, thank you, Marcel, for hosting us.
Pleasure.
And I just want to tell all the Barca fans to stay hopeful. The next few years, even though we had a few disappointing seasons, like the past few seasons, the next few seasons are going to be very good, very promising. We're seeing a new Barcelona get born.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keep your hopes up, stay positive, and yeah, Visca el Barça.
Visca Barca. And Luca, any final words?
It's nothing different than what my friend just said. Basically, I know that we've been through some tough times, but there are these moments where you have to say, like, why do you actually love watching the club? Like, you like winning or you like the club? I can convincingly say that after a million visits to Barcelona and like a million times watching this club, I can say that I love what this jersey represents. And a new day is coming, a new era is coming. Hopefully, it's going to be an era of success. But then again, we're Barcelona. It always has to be successful to a certain point of view. Let's
Awesome.
hope that next game is a starter. And obviously, if I don't say it, it wouldn't be me. If any Barca fans out there get tired of watching the title races and everything like that, like, you can always go see Huesca under relegation. Better, maybe we can survive. Like, if Barca win the title and Huesca survive,
You'll be
I'm
a happy man. Yeah. Okay.
And
Well.
restart.
Well, thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. I'm gonna do close. So see you later, guys. And Visca Basa and vamos.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, that was the stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure having my guests on. And let's enjoy the game now together. And see you on the next stream. Ciao, ciao.